Bianca with Leaders in Business podcast where CEOs and executives in the digital marketing and social media space share their best advice. It is 6 questions in 9 minutes because leaders know what they're talking about. So let's get to it. In a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Scott Aaron from Marlton, New Jersey. I am a LinkedIn lead generation and branding coach, three-time best-selling author, podcaster, and speaker.
Awesome. So what's the best thing about leading your business?
The best thing about leading my business is that I truly get to do what I love each and every day. That is revolved around helping other people succeed in their business as well.
Great. So I hear from others that it can be challenging to grow your business today with everything that is going on. So what are the biggest challenges you see business leaders facing today?
The two biggest challenges that I see, number one, is being disorganized. When you don't have a set schedule or specific organizational routine for your day, that's what creates overwhelm. It creates distraction, and it creates people to really pause in their business. And the other thing is getting stuck on what to do on social media. What kind of content should I create? How often should I put it out there? Who's my ideal audience? So I see people that are having to make that shift onto online where they were used to maybe doing belly to belly or not online. And I see those as the two biggest things that people are struggling most with right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And in connection with that, what is your best advice that you can give to other business leaders about creating a successful business?
So to create a successful business, number one, you need to know exactly who you are targeting. Who is your ideal customer? Who is your ideal client? And for me, LinkedIn has been an integral piece and part of how I've built my business. And, there's 4 core aspects that I tell people to focus on, which is making sure that your profile has the right optimization. It's filled out from top to bottom. It lets the reader know this is who I am, this is what I do, and this is how I can help. The second thing is really making sure that you build that network up to 30,000, which you're allowed on LinkedIn, with your ideal client, customer, or someone that you can collaboratively network with. Every connection has to be of value to you and vice versa. The third thing is messaging people. If you're going to message someone, don't sell them and don't pitch them. Really seek to build that connection and that communication between you and that individual, because that kind of relationship will bring you more business than you can imagine, because they will remember not only how you reached out to them, but how you left them after that phone call. And then finally, creating that content. Creating content on LinkedIn, there's 2 pieces of advice that I have for people. Number one, make sure you educate your audience every single day, whether it's in video form, a post, or an article. And number 2, make sure you inform your audience. Bring to light something that has helped you in your business journey. Tips, tangible takeaways, how-to, lists, anything that is going to leave your audience better. Give more and you will get back even more than that.
All right, that's very fantastic. So you mentioned more about the target audience, especially on LinkedIn, and you also mentioned about do not sell, but building relationship and reaching out, and at the same time the content. So what do you think? First is what do you think are the best content that business leaders or brands that they should post on LinkedIn? And the second one is what kind of posts are they may post on LinkedIn that really the audience or the customers will not see it as selling it, but at the same time it's more of reaching it.
The first question, I would say video content is the number one type of content to be posted on LinkedIn. It's one thing for people to read your content, digest it, and then do something with it. It's a whole other level when the person not only is seeing you, but they're hearing what you're passionate about and how you help people. Video is think about how people podcast. They do Zooms, they do things like this, and they want to make sure that that connection is made. So if you were to go all in with content on LinkedIn, people ask me this all the time: should I post? Should I write articles? Or should I do videos? And if you could do a video 2 to 3 days a week, you will build an amazing network and business on there, because people can see you, feel you, hear you, and understand exactly what you do. The second part of that question, when you are producing content, it's always good to think about what the end user wants. Most people produce content with their agenda in mind. So I always produce content with the passenger in mind. So what kind of content could I create that is going to speak to that end user that is really struggling? And the best way to do that, in all honesty, LinkedIn allows you to create polls. So create a poll asking a question. I did one the other day. What are you struggling most with on LinkedIn? Your profile, content creation, building your network, or messaging people. And people are still voting. But what I can do is I can go back and see the results of that poll, and then I can create content around it, solving the problem of what people are struggling most with. So really find out what your audience wants and then deliver on exactly what their need is.
All right. Excellent. Very fantastic. So, what other successful business leaders like yourself would you like to acknowledge and should be on the podcast?
So there's a lot. My wife, honestly, is one of my biggest inspirations. Nancy Evans, she's doing amazing things. And the agency that we have built out, it's called the BYOB Agency, Build Your Online Business. My buddy, Chris Harder, he has his own great podcast, but I was a part of his mastermind in 2019, completely changed my life. And honestly, Simon Sinek, I know that might be a long shot, but Simon has been such an influence in my life about how to show up as a true leader. Those are some of the 3 biggest influences in my life right now.
Awesome. I will look them up. So now for the final fun question, who is the most interesting person to follow on social media and why?
For me, I don't get caught up in the whole follow people on social media game. It's for a while it was Gary Vaynerchuk, just because, he produces a lot of great content and he is entertaining. So I'm just going to go with that. I don't I don't spend a lot. I'm on social media a lot, but I don't spend time really watching and following other people. I kind of stay in my own lane, but I always respect and appreciate all the content that Gary puts out.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure having you on. So how can people find you?
Yeah, my website, scottaaron.net, or any of my social links, Facebook and LinkedIn, it's under Scott Aaron, and my handle on Instagram is @ScottAaronLinkedIn, and would love to connect.
Well, that's a wrap. This is Bianca with Leaders in Business Podcast. For more insights and ideas, go to our website, leadersinbusinesspodcast.com.